Bertrand Vilmer, you're an aviation expert and a former pilot. It is still early to draw conclusions on what really happened this morning above the Blanche Valley in the French Alps. We know some details, in particular the fact that the pilot did not send out a distress call, but the plane seems to have fallen in stages. What do you think happened?
Il y a deux façons de faire un appel de détresse quand on est dans un avion.
There are two ways of making a distress call from a plane. There's a radio signal which begins with Mayday, 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 and there's the activation of a transponder, which is a radar answering machine, which allows the controller on the ground to determine that the aircraft is in distress in an extremely clear way on the radar screen.
À partir de 38 000 pieds,
here, the fact that from 38,000 feet and for several long minutes, because we're talking about 12 minutes between the moment where it left its cruising altitude and the moment of impact, there was no radio contact. That may not be surprising, simply because when a plane has a problem, the first thing you do is ensure the control of the aircraft. Once the aircraft's trajectory has been assured, you make an estimate of the breakdown which you try to repair. And then, once all that's done, if there's time and if the aircraft allows it, then you send out a message.
Si on a le temps et si l'appareil le permet, alors on communique.
Might there have been a loss of pressure?
Dans un accident aéronautique, il y a trois.
In an aviation accident, there are three possible causes, three broad groups of possible causes. There are technical causes, the equipment to put it simply. There's the environment, the weather, birds, power cables, etc. And human causes.
Et l'homme, l'humain.
Very often from experience we realise that an accident never has one cause, but there are root causes, aggravating causes, there are principal causes. There's a chain of events which make the accident happen.
The plane went into service in 1991, so it was 24 years old. Is that old?
La réponse est non.
The answer is no, not if it conforms to European maintenance standards. First of all, the Airbus model went into service in 1988. There are more than 6,000 flying at the moment, and slightly over 10,500 which are in the process of being ordered or supplied. It's an extremely common aircraft. There are extremely strict maintenance standards.
But isn't the age limit 25?
That's the company's own limit, but from the moment an aircraft receives its license to fly, and where the workshops which maintain the aircraft give their accord, and they're authorised workshops, then the aircraft can fly.
Lufthansa handed the plane over to Germanwings last year. Is it common practice that planes at the end of their life are given to low-cost subsidiaries?
Ce qu'il est possible, c'est que la politique de la compagnie.
What is possible is that the company's policy was to put new planes on routes which are the most profitable and the most used, which is completely logical from a commercial point of view. But that has no bearing on whether or not an aircraft might break down.
Aucune espèce d'influence sur la capacité de l'appareil à ne pas tomber en panne.
Je vous remercie Bertrand Vilmer. Je rappelle que vous êtes expert en aéronautique et ancien pilote d'essai. Merci d'avoir répondu à nos questions.
Merci à vous.